Okay, so you remember how Trump was like, hey, we're going to release all the Epstein files. We're going to do this because we're going to drain the swamp. We're going to quit protecting the uber elite. And then he was like, oh, no, we can't release the Epstein files because it will be too harsh on the victims. When the victims came out, we're like, yo, fuck you. You're not protecting us. You're protecting the uber elite. And then he was like, oh, well, there's no such thing as the Epstein files. And that's all just a big Democrat hoax. And then the Epstein survivors came out and said this isn't a hoax and that they're going to compile their own list of names. There's a Republican and a Democrat senator that came up with this thing called the Epstein Transparency Act. And all they needed was Congress to sign it with 218 votes. Every single Democrat signed the Epstein Transparency Act. Donald Trump and his cronies ended up calling every single Republican member of Congress to tell them that they are not to sign that act, and there was only 4 Republicans that signed it. And then Mike Johnson comes out, who's the speaker for the Republican Party, and said, oh, we can't sign the Epstein Transparency Act because it's not written correctly. Okay, well, you know who the first name that they've uncovered through all this is John Paulson. You know who John Paulson is? He is a billionaire hedge fund manager who's a mega donor to the GOP, who's a mega donor to Donald Trump, and also a mega donor to Mike Johnson. Okay, he's also Jewish that does the bidding for Israel throughout his super PAC. You know who else is implicated in the Epstein files? Israel themselves, the government of Israel. You know who else is implicated in the Epstein files? The mega donors, the Adelsons. The Adelsons are the ones that actually helped put Trump in the office where he's at now in order to do all of the bidding for Israel that they command.
Just as I promised, I recognize Israel's eternal capital and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. Jerusalem became the capital. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. Miriam and Sheldon would come into the White House probably almost more than anybody outside of people that work there. And they were always after, and as soon as I'd give them something, always for Israel. As soon as I'd give them something, they'd want something else. I said, give me a couple of weeks, will you please?
Why is it that every person that's implicated in the Epstein files, to include Jeffrey Epstein himself and Ghislaine Maxwell, all have ties to Israel? Why? That's kind of fucking weird, right? Well, now you know that it's not America first, it's Israel first. And the whole reason why Trump and the whole reason why the Republican Party in general is fighting this so hard and not giving transparency, not protecting these women and protecting pedophiles is because those pedophiles are their greatest donors. Those pedophiles are the ones that are keeping them in office.